UNLV and Fresno State. Fresno State has won the last 6 matchups. UNLV, of course, was in the center of the headlines across the college football landscape because of quarterback Matthew Sluka announcing on Tuesday night his plan to redshirt and no longer play the remainder of the season. So a quarterback change for UNLV going into...
It was a grade 1 after that, but it was right before I had to retire from riding. She's got some body to her. I do think she'll tighten up, but she just might be good enough to handle this group. She's the one who caught my eye and keeps...
Mikey Keene is Fresno State starting quarterback. He's got a really good record as a starter no matter where he's been.
Yeah, 18-7 as a starter, 10-4 with Fresno State. They really like him. They want to see him drive the ball down the field. He hadn't been talked much about because there's so much controversy on the other side, but he's ready to play some good football.
1st and 10 from the 25, and Elijah Gilliam is the running back. It does not look like Malik Sherrod, who was listed as a game-time decision, is going to go today at running back, but there's a completion to Magdalena out across the 45-yard line and a first down right out of the chutes on a 22-yard gain for Fresno State.
Yeah, and they come with some pressure, and they're able to get by, and Keene does a nice job of stepping up and firing that ball into Magdalena. Really consistent receiver. You'll see these guys connect quite a bit.
And this is Joshua Wood out of the pistol at the quarterback position right now for Fresno State. So an early wrinkle here with Jonathan Arsenault, the tailback. On first down, Wood takes a shot, and it's intercepted. A bad pass hauled in by Cameron Oliver, and what a start to this game in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I'll say this, logo shots are what we talked about, and that's one of them they wanted to get with Wood. But Cam Oliver is able to go back there. A guy that had a lot of interceptions last year. They haven't thrown his way, but right there he goes and gets the ball. A poorly thrown ball by Wood, and a great interception by Cam Oliver.
Charles, that was just the second pass Wood has thrown this season. When he's been in games, it's been to run primarily.
Yeah, it's one of those things you want to have a different wrinkle. But sometimes when you do that, you outthink yourself. And now you give the ball right back to a UNLV team.
So here we go, Charles. Hajj Malik Williams from the gun for UNLV deep in his own territory. His starting debut for the Rebels. Narrowly lost the job in preseason camp to Matthew Sluka, who departed the program this week. On the pitch, Kylan James is cut down at about the 7-yard line by A.Z. Hamilton.
Yeah, you have a situation where you have a guy like Hajj Malik Williams coming out of Atlanta, transferred from Campbell, and there's a guy that they felt like all the way up until a week before the season was the starter until Sluka won the job for the first 3 games.
UNLV has plenty of quirks in their backfield formations as well. This is Williams' first pass attempt as a Rebel, and the pass is incomplete. Intended receiver Ricky White III. You mentioned, Charles, he's got a good rapport with Ricky White.
Yeah, good protection there, and Williams moves outside. Ricky White had a drop or two
pass. It's 3rd down
against Kansas, and that's one guy they want to get started early. Those two work together in Atlanta, so they work with the same trainer. They know each other. There's some familiarity between the two of those guys.
So a 3rd down here for UNLV on its first drive of the game after an interception by Cameron Oliver of the Rebels. Jaden Thomas is the running back, the sophomore. And Williams in trouble. Escapes. Lunging for the first down marker. Looks like he's a yard short.
Well, his dual threat ability, you can see he had pressure right away in his face, and then he makes a decision to turn. Look, he sees right there, okay, I got to get away quick. Corey Foreman chasing him down, and then another move, almost gets the first down. Really good pursuit by the Fresno State defense.
And Mordecai Hines with the first down saving tackle. And Marshall Nichols, a low snap. It's a wobbling punt away, and Fresno State is going to have great field position at around its own 49-yard line when we come back. A reminder for those of you watching on FS2, we are closing our FS2 window. Please switch over to FS1 for the remainder of today's action here from Las Vegas. UNLV head coach Barry Odom has the Rebels ranked in the coaches poll for the first time in program history, but there has been a lot swirling around this program this week. Charles Arbuckle, Chris Foster, is great to have you with us. I mean, can you imagine all of the swirling around that's involving this program right now?
No, every time I looked at the news or anything, I could see that there were a lot of things going on with this team and with what was happening in college football, but this was the epicenter, and we got a great game here to start today.
So it's Fresno State football, and that pass from Mikey Keene incomplete in the direction of Mac Delana. Second possession of the ball game for Fresno State. They threw a pick on their first possession, but it was not Mikey Keene. It was third-string quarterback Joshua Wood. In a play sheet wrinkle that really backfired for Fresno State, but they have great starting field position here now on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he was 1 of 1 on the year, but that was one that they really tried to go. They want to go and attack and get some explosives in the passing game.
Keene, the quarterback, Gilliam, the tailback, and Raylan Sharp, the motion man. On the ground to Gilliam. He's tackled by Jackson Woodard, the captain for UNLV's defense. And there is Malik Sherrod, the senior and starting running back for Fresno State. He's been battling an injury. He did not play in Fresno State's win last week against New Mexico. He was considered the game time decision of all game time decisions today, Charles. I mean, up until kickoff, really, his status was still in question.
Yeah.
He's in pads, but not on the field.
Gilliam is going to give you a slashy guy, but Woodard made a real nice tackle on him in that last play.
Here's a 3rd and 8 for Fresno State. Looking for the game's first down. Keene on the roll, flips it out of bounds. 4th down.
The one thing when you play this team, you better be prepared.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Quarterback was out of the pocket. The ball was thrown beyond the line of scrimmage.
Forward pressure that's going to come from a lot of different ways. And when you talk to the coaching staff, they like Jet a lot. And he's a guy that brings that pressure. He can play safety, plays linebacker. He also will be a pivotal player as it relates to him, and also bringing guys like Woodard in there to blitz as well.
Here's Clay Lawrence on the punt for Fresno State. Jacob DeJesus, the All-American return man last season, waves for the fair catch out of bounds. UNLV football when we come back. UNLV football, 11:58 to go in the first quarter. Rebels' second drive of the game upcoming. Play today's Fox Super 6 free-to-play game. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free for a chance to win your share of $5,000 in weekly cash prizes. All right, Charles, it is time for Hajj Malik Williams' second series now as UNLV's starter. A 3-and-out on his first series. But what do you think we're expecting to see differently for this UNLV offense with him under center?
More RPO game, more zone read game, and also getting the ball out quicker and really getting him comfortable in the passing game early is what I expect.
Greg Burrell is the running back. Williams throws it complete to Ricky White. And that's a first down for UNLV.
One of the things they talked about is his ability to throw from all angles, but that intermediate passing game is where they really think he thrives. Right here, roll the pocket, get the ball out quick, gets it in between 3 defenders in that passing window. Nice pass, nice catch.
White, the All-American wide receiver last season for UNLV, at the bottom of your screen. On first down, here's a pitch to Jacob DeJesus. And he's tackled across the 40-yard line after another UNLV first down.
A guy they want to get the ball any kind of way, and this is a really nice play by setting up everything, and DeJesus coming from that slot and just getting around quickly. You see how he gets outside of the edge, and he's able to make things happen? Really nice play, and play design by the offensive coordinator.
UNLV's offense rolling now after a 16-yard gain. Williams now has room to run. He can do this too. And he's tackled by Kosi Aguina. There's a flag on the play way back in the defensive backfield.
One of the things, you don't mind your quarterback running, but you want to make sure he's always looking up. You can tell that Hajj Malik Williams wants to find that guy down the field if he can. He gives you dual threat capability as well. Generally, this penalty comes against a defensive player for holding when it's dropped back that far. But But sometimes it could be offensive pass interference. And I don't think that's going to happen with the way this play was run. Unless it was holding by the receiver.
Holding. Defense, number 1. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
One of the better defensive backs, Cam Lockridge, also. Once he sees the receiver take off, he just grabs him there. You can see him in your screen. Jaden Bradley. He's not sure if Malik Williams can still throw the ball down the field, so he just reaches out and grabs him. But he's really starting to play some good defensive football for this team. Senior out of Tampa, Florida. Transfer from Hawaii. Uncle is Ken Griffey.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So an athletic background for Lockridge, but the penalty puts the ball at the Fresno State 49-yard line. UNLV, 1st and 10. Greg Burrell, a true freshman, who the coaching staff is really excited about, picks up 2 to the 47.
Both of these teams have a penchant to be tough, and that's the one thing Barry Odom talked about. He said he had a lot of respect for this Fresno State team because they're tough, they make few mistakes, and they're very good in the takeaway game. Now, that is where UNLV is already up +1 today, but let's see how this goes the rest of the game.
2nd down, Williams deals, pass tipped, and incomplete. What a play by Cam Lockridge. Ricky White, the intended receiver.
There's a flag on the play. Really nice job by Cam Lockridge. Just a little more air. That's that whole shot in between the safety, the deep safety, and the underneath corner. But Lockridge makes an excellent play on the ball. And that just throws Ricky White off just enough where he can't pull that ball in.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense number 70. The penalties declined. 3rd down.
What do they say about offensive linemen? You know, really don't talk about them until you get your name called.
Yes.
Tiger Shanks, who's actually been playing some good football.
He's on the Outland Trophy watch list.
I think we'll watch the center also, Haas, because he and Haj Malik Williams have a real good connection, and they are making calls together, doing different things to ensure that they're working on the same page. You see him right there. See, he tells him what's going on out front, and then he can tell the receivers what's happening as well.
On 3rd down, Williams in the pocket. Lets it go, and the pass is caught by the running back, Jaden Thomas, but he's short of a 1st down.
Yeah, I like how these guys come up and attack as soon as they see the ball in the air. There were 3 defenders, A.Z. Hamilton being one of them. Jaden Davis also. But what happens is when you hold the ball that long, it doesn't give you a chance to catch the ball and turn with it. It allows the defense to say, okay, he has to get rid of it. And when he does, these guys, the Bulldogs, are going to attack you.
Promising start to the drive for UNLV. They flip the field at least, and a great punt by Marshall Nichols is caught by Cameron Oliver inside the 5-yard line. 40-yard punt, and Fresno State pinned deep when we come back. Tomorrow we've got a huge day of football on Fox at 1 Eastern. Jalen Hurts leads the Eagles against Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. Or at 4, the Patriots take on Brock Purdy and the Niners. Check for the game in your area, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. We're looking for an icebreaker here from inside Allegiant Stadium between Fresno State and UNLV. Mountain West football here on FS1. Mikey Keene and the Bulldogs deep in their own territory on 1st down. And here's the give to Malik Sherrod. His first snap of the game. Jackson Woodard with the stop. That's good to see for Fresno State.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's not good when you have Jackson Woodard, who is just, I mean, he finds the ball. And he knows where they're going with it, and he always seems to be there. High IQ from a football perspective, and a guy that just makes plays. But Malik Sherrod in the game, that's a good sign for Fresno State.
Sherrod's first snap since week 3 of the season. He's still Fresno State's leading rusher. Preseason All-Mountain West Conference honoree. He's got 5 100-yard rushing games in his career. High snap. Sherrod's got it. Dragged down by Woodard again.
Great job by Woodard of recognition, flow, and then fill the hole. 180 pounds he came in as a high school senior. Look at this. Look at how he comes downhill and boom, just Sherrod almost makes a miss, but he just does such a nice job of getting those hands out there and making it difficult for him to get by him.
Woodard's up to 230 now, but his pet pig still outweighs him by 70 pounds. Here's 3rd and long for Fresno State.
It's a former walk-on who was 180 pounds in high school, now 230, and a grown man.
With a pet pig named Kelvin. Keene in the end zone. Throws behind his intended target, Richie Anderson. And it's 4th down.
It's so difficult to play behind the chains that even if you catch that ball, it's still going to be short of a 1st down because the defense knows you don't have the time and you're in the end zone. Now the key is making sure that you put your heels on that end line and don't go back if you're the punter. Actually about a yard away, so that way if it's a high snap you still can jump and stay down with it. You want to give yourself a chance here.
Clay Lawrence, not much space behind the line. DeJesus in Fresno State territory with room to run. DeJesus looking for the corner. Out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. An 18-yard return for Jacob DeJesus, and UNLV is in business.
Yeah, a guy that can make a lot of plays in the return game.
Barry Odom, the defending or reigning Mountain West Coach of the Year. His 2nd season with the program. 12-5 overall record, had a 4-season stint as the head coach at Missouri. That's where he played college football as a linebacker in the late 90s.
One of his guys is still Gary Pinkel, who he talks to quite a bit, who he coached with a long time there, and also Justin Fuentes as well.
1st and 10. Williams flips it to Ricky White in the flat. Great block by Kaleo Belingai, and White goes cartwheeling out of bounds on the hit by Jaden Davis.
Yeah, Belingai with a great block on the outside like you called. But also Ricky White says, hey, DeJesus, you make a few guys miss. Let me do it also. This is just a long handoff. Get the ball out, and see 19 there with a good block, and then he's able to get up the field for nice yards.
Williams tucks it and is dragged down from behind by Kavika Baumgartner. It's 2nd down.
This is where, if you have a good red zone defense, Fresno State has been about 82%. They've given up some things in the red zone. And if you're UNLV, you're at 82% scoring in the red zone. So you feel like you can get things going here with this offense.
It's 2nd and 4. UNLV can get a 1st down without scoring here. That's a keeper for Williams, and on the option read, he scores a touchdown for UNLV.
Chris, what did Brennan Marion say to us yesterday? I love the option football because it gives us a chance with a guy that's a dual threat and can also throw. This is an excellent example that you fake it into the fullback, and then you have no one on the pitch man. And you put them in no man's land, and you're able to get in. Jaden Davis had a decision to make, and whichever one he made was wrong. Malik Williams made it right to score that touchdown.
Caden Chittenden with the point after try. Just a 29-yard touchdown drive after a good punt return. Malik Williams orchestrates his 1st touchdown drive as UNLV's starting quarterback. Touchdown drive for UNLV, capped off by a beautiful option read touchdown run by quarterback Malik Williams. And the Rebels strike first over Fresno State in this Mountain West showdown. Malik Williams in his starting debut for UNLV. 4 of 6 passing, 3 rushes for 17 yards and a touchdown. Pretty well-rounded stat line to start. We're still in the 1st quarter.
He's getting comfortable with the offense, and I think it's really working in a favorable position for him with his team.
No return for Fresno State.
Well, you want to talk about a great play fake. This is one here that Williams has to Seymour, Christian Moore. Watch how it holds Namora right there, number 8. He sees inside. He has to keep contained. Those two guys have to handle those two. Look, he's going inside. Great play by Williams of seeing and recognizing, but also the ball skills. Hold it in, pull it out. Now you see it, now you don't. One of the best guys I've ever seen do that is Jamel Holloway. We couldn't find the ball when we played Oklahoma because he was so good with the ball handling skills.
A magician. 1st and 10, Fresno State. And Sherrod tiptoeing and hit by Cooper Webb on a 1st down carry. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, they're not creating a whole lot of running lanes right now. It looks like there's a lot of ball that's being played on the other side of the line of scrimmage. UNLV's front 7 has done a nice job so far of containing the run game for Fresno State.
Second down for Mikey Keene. 2nd-year starter for Fresno State. Sherrod joins him in the backfield now. Pressure up the middle. Pass delivered and caught at the 35-yard line by Raylan Sharp.
Mikey Keene, nice job. He knows 7 is coming. He just doesn't know which A-gap. And then a really nice job by the receiver of finding and making himself available. Raylan Sharp played quarterback in high school, had a chance to throw a touchdown to Cameron Beecham.
That was last week against New Mexico. Said he wasn't nervous when that play call came in.
He's been calling for it all year, probably.
3rd and short. And on a direct snap. 1st down, Fresno State. Elijah Gilliam took the snap and got the 1st down.
Yeah, direct snap, but he almost got caught in the backfield. Great block at the very end right there, coming over. Arsenault with just enough on Catalan, who will sneak up in there and kind of get in the box. Really good job by him of taking Catalan off the line.
It was the first 3rd down conversion for either team today. Now on 1st and 10, Keene hands it to Sherrod, and boy, Jackson Woodard is a problem right now, along with Manny Powell in the backfield for UNLV, a loss of 4.
I talked with the coaches, and they talked about double-A dog blitzing and dogs. Look at 7 and 16. Just come and show up in the A-gap together. They take out one blocker, and who shows up? Jackson Woodard. I'm telling you, when you watch them on film, this is what you see a lot of. That's a counter play that takes a little time, but these guys are going to blow it up on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 14 from the Fresno State 33. Keene to the boundary. It's Sherrod on the reception. He gets past the original line of scrimmage across the 40-yard line. 3rd down here.
Yeah, making it more manageable 3rd down, but they play so far behind the chains that that's not giving them a chance on 3rd down. Neither team has done a good job. Fresno State is 34% on the year. They've struggled today, just like UNLV has as well.
Fresno State trying to convert another 3rd down on this drive. This one's longer than the last one. Keene, a high pass reeled in by Cameron Beecham. He's a big target.
Yeah, he's really become a integral weapon at the tight end position for them. Keene can throw it high and knows at 6'4", the guy out of Oceanside will go out and just go catch it. Big catch radius. He's going to get hit with that end of the line coming around, but this is what you love. When a tight end can go up and get the ball like that, you're going to get it to him over and over. He had a really strong camp, playing well so far in the season.
Ball in UNLV territory. It's 1st and 10. Keene hit and sacked. Manny Powell on a delayed blitz up the gut. And it's a 2nd and long scenario again for Fresno State, a 10-yard loss.
Manny Powell got beat a couple of plays last week, but he said, look, I'm going to come back and make plays. So Woodard stays, and then he comes, and he makes it really tough for the offensive lineman to pick him up. But he's able to just get by him and fight off and get there and make a nice tackle. Nice sack by Manny Powell.
His 1st of the season. 2nd and 20. UNLV brings 3. Keene, open man, pass caught. Josiah Freeman, who caught his first touchdown of his career last week against New Mexico. The junior hauls it in. But Charles, another 3rd and long here.
Yeah, but Keene, what he did really nicely there is just stay positive and don't worry, and then find his open receiver. Now, this is the problem. This 3rd and long is just not giving them a chance to pick up any of those 3rd downs consistently.
Elijah Gilliam in the backfield. Raylan Sharp motioned off the formation. Keene hit. The ball is loose, covered up by Osmar Velez. Jalen Dixon with the big hit. Mikey Keene.
He did a nice job on that play of just getting around Braylon Nelson.
Was a fumble recovered by the offense. It'll be 4th down.
Poor pass set by Braylon Nelson, but really nice job by Jalen Dixon. Coming off the edge, you got to make sure you get that guy. You cannot let him have free rush and rain on your quarterback like that.
Well, Keene is in discomfort right now. Jalen Dixon, the defensive end, a big dude, a lot of weight falling on top of Keene there. UNLV's defense looks pretty good. Final minute of the 1st, and a punt coming up for Fresno State. Lawrence, it's blocked. UNLV blocks the punt. Scooped up by Ricky White. He scores. Touchdown, UNLV.
Casey Kane with that. No, Ricky White. Yeah, Ricky White with the. But what was outstanding is coming up the middle and just really coming free and not having anybody block you. Rashad Tanner does an excellent job of just going, take the ball off the punter's foot. And he was so smooth at getting in there. And then Ricky White says, look, if you're gonna do it, let me do it for you, man.
That guy's caught a lot of touchdowns in his career. Ricky White with the punt, block, scoop, and score. The first time UNLV has done that since 2016. Point after attempt is good, and it's 14-0 Rebels. A huge, game-changing play. And you said Rashad Tanner with the block. Huge.
Man, that was, and it was so, you could tell it's one of those things that they saw in special teams game on their bye week. It was something that they could pick up. And you had the perfect opportunity right there. Maybe they thought about it earlier. Remember how they were backed up, Fresno State was? But they called it at the right time. And Tanner with an outstanding block. And Ricky White says, look, I will take this home, my friend.
This is an important game for a lot of UNLV players because Fresno State has won the last 6. So no one on the roster for UNLV has beaten Fresno State. It's an important game for the seniors in particular. They don't want to go 0-for against Fresno State in their career.
Yeah, they want to be in a position where they can find a way. And Fresno State has had their number. But I think UNLV has said, okay, only way we can really do what we want to do is beat this team, because they know in the Mountain West, the Bulldogs are always a tough out.
Chittenden kicks it nearly out of the end zone. Tonight's baseball night in America on Fox. Postseason on the horizon. Francisco Lindor and the Mets seek a crucial win against the Brewers, or Gunnar Henderson and the Orioles take on Carlos Correa and the Twins, who were eliminated from playoff contention last night. Don't miss the action. That's tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox. Check for the game in your area. Good to see Mikey Keene back on the field after he took a hard hit on Fresno State's last offensive play from scrimmage. Here's Sherrod. Just no running room. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
The tackles are getting beat by the defensive end consistently, especially in the run game, and you can't have that. And that's the problem. They get these TFLs putting you behind the chains, which makes it so much more difficult on 3rd down.
That's the final play of the first quarter. UNLV looking for its best start since 1984 when Randall Cunningham was the signal caller here in Las Vegas. 2-touchdown lead over Fresno State at the end of one. Tough start for Fresno State and interim head coach Tim Skipper. They trail 14-0, and their first 4 possessions, interception, punt, punt, punt. A blocked punt as well.
Well, special teams has hurt them, but also they haven't been able to run the football, -19, and you include those stat yards in that, but they have just not been effective in the run game against this UNLV defense.
Joshua Wood is in at quarterback. Correction, that is Keene, beg your pardon. The pass is complete to Raylan Sharp. First down Fresno State, moving the chains across the 40.
The one thing they have to do is continue to give Keene an opportunity to find receivers there, but they have to find a way to run the football today, and that's one of the things that UNLV's defense in this first quarter has been able to take away.
There is offensive coordinator Pat McCann. Joshua Wood, by the way, he's on the field. Now behind Keene. Now Wood clapping for the snap. He's got it. Throws it complete to Sharp. Sharp shook off the first tackle, but not the second. That's Jalen Dixon again, who's turning in a good performance on the end for UNLV.
Well, you can tell when you have a bye week, if you're UNLV, they use it to get healthy. They also made the quarterback change happen for them. And then also, too, the wrinkles that they've been able to do, because Fresno State usually is a very solid special teams unit. UNLV has taken advantage of them in this first quarter.
Wood, the signal caller on second down. He's wrapped up by Lucas Conti. Third down coming up for Fresno State.
I like what Pat McCain is doing here. He's saying, okay, let's use our quarterback as a running threat. That gives us a number. That means we can get blocking for him, and he can find a way and not use Keene, but use Wood in that position.
Wood has got 3 rushing touchdowns this season for Fresno State. Keene back behind the center now. Malik Sherrod is the tailback. 2 wide to either side. It's third down for Fresno State.
Trying to declare and see where things are coming from, and then they can make a change and an adjustment. They're calling a timeout right here. They run out of time there. So what they're doing, as soon as the quarterback claps, they want to see who actually may be coming, and then they're able to identify who is there, and then they didn't have enough time to pull that off.
Fresno State trying to mount a drive, get on the board here in the second quarter on the road. Offensive coordinator Pat McCann for Fresno State. Third down coming up. You think this is a critical drive for Fresno State, Charles?
I really do, because I think right now they haven't been able to do as much on offense. And UNLV seems to be able to dictate what's happening at the line of scrimmage in particular. This is an opportunity for them to keep the drive alive, but they need to come away with some points.
Sherrod, the tailback to the right of Mikey Keene. Mac Delana in motion. 4-man rush. Keene heaves it. Sharp caught it. Inbounds. It's a catch and a first down for Fresno State.
I don't know how Keene got that off, but Sharp did an excellent job of going and get it. Now they're going to go with tempo to make sure that they don't look at this. He got both feet down.
Fantastic job on a 25-yard catch by Raylan Sharp. Now Malik Sherrod thrown down at the line of scrimmage. He's had no room to run. It was Fisher K-Mac on the tackle.
About Fresno State getting up to the line quickly just in case, but it looked like in all indications that was a clean catch by Raylan Sharp.
Second and long. Ball just inside the 30-yard line of UNLV. Flag comes in, likely a hold on Fresno State's offensive line, and Keene gives it up.
Yeah, Lucas Conti was just able to get by Edward Fanoa. And I think that's where the hold was, 93 on 72.
Holding offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
That was the right guard position. Watch Conti just with that inside move. And Tamalolo just didn't have enough. He couldn't get under him. That position had also been played on the earlier drive by Edward Fanoa, so we've seen that rotate with those two guys at that guard position.
2nd and 19 after the penalty. UNLV has been able to bring pressure with just 3 or 4 guys. And Keene's throw a little bit wide of Malik Sherrod, incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that Keene probably wants back. If he can give it to Sherrod, he has a chance to get some yards there. Now you're again in 3rd and long. With a 3 of 6 on the day, but their average distance has been right about 7.5 yards on 3rd down, which is hard to get.
Sharp in motion. Keene checks it down. Sherrod cut down at the 40-yard line by Jalen Catalon. Part of that really deep and talented UNLV defensive backfield, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you just sit back and you allow them to throw the ball, and then you just go and rally to it. Catalon with a nice tackle on that particular play.
Fresno State not quite in field goal range yet, and so it's a punt.
That holding penalty pushed them so far back that they lost a lot of that yardage.
Clay Lawrence has been on the field a lot. 2 flags fly in right after the snap. DeJesus makes the fair catch at about the 12. It's a short punt.
Illegal equipment offense. There were 2 number 17s on the field at the same time. 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. It's a 1st down UNLV.
Whoops. You can't do that. UNLV ball. Families affected by the recent hurricane urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. Certainly thinking about the people affected by the massive storms across the southeast. Some college football games in that part of the country postponed. Fortunate to be undercover here in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. 1st and 10 for UNLV, up 14-0 over Mountain West rival Fresno State. And here goes Haj Malik Williams. In his starting debut as UNLV's quarterback, he's tackled at the 39-yard line on a 21-yard run.
Yeah, they found something here with this option play because, again, look at everybody go in too far, especially Corey Foreman, and then there's no one to account for the quarterback. Then he can just say, I will take this ball. He's a dual threat guy that can throw the football, but making some good decisions and getting a chance to play and show what he can do.
On the give to Kylan James. James pushed out of bounds inside the 10. 1st and goal, UNLV, 53 yards.
Chris, they've hit him so much on the outside. Now they come on the inside and give, and everything is just, I mean, coming downhill. The ball is going to be snapped. It's the play they've run, and you missed that tackle, and he's been able to take it to the almost to the house.
Here's Williams. Slips inside the 5-yard line and is tackled just shy of the goal line by Jaden Davis.
When I talked to his coaches from Campbell, they said one thing is when the lights come on, he will play. He's a natural-born leader, and you can kind of see that. And he's really now getting more and more comfortable. And these guys have had a chance to practice all offseason with him, but now he's really coming to the fruition and showing them what he can do consistently here.
2nd and goal. Kylan James, who had the long run on this drive, is in the backfield. Williams keeps it and is brought down after maybe even a loss on the play. Sione Noah, the defensive lineman.
Really nice tackle by Noah, because if he doesn't get him, that's 6.
In space, too.
Yeah. Fresno State has to be frustrated because they're getting beat not only on their offensive line but their defensive line as well, and that's what they're known for. And I know Coach Skipper has to be wanting to say, Coyle also, we got to do a much better job than this and make some adjustments.
On the ground, Green. Short. It's 4th down, UNLV.
What did Brennan Marion say about Green? A violent runner. He is physical. You could hear that pad pop up here. Really nice job of making the tackle and not letting him in. But watch how he just goes downhill.
4th and goal, and UNLV lined up to go for it. Snap to Williams.
He doesn't get it.
He tries to submarine the pile, and he absolutely did not.
It's a huge stop by that Bulldog defense. The momentum could totally change if he's able to score there, but nice job by the Bulldogs, and their offense now has to pick this up.
Fresno State desperate to turn the tide, and they may have. They've at least stemmed it, denying UNLV at the goal line on 4th and goal. Welcome back. We just saw a big stop on 4th and goal for Fresno State's defense. What do you think of the play call for UNLV?
I thought they had really done a nice job of getting gas yardage on the outside, and I thought they would go back to that because you have the option to not only the quarterback keep, but to pitch as well. So that was one of those things that I thought 4th down was not a good decision in my opinion.
Fresno State desperate to turn the momentum here, and this could have been a momentum-changing play.
The reason why, look at all those guys underneath, and if they go outside again, they've had a chance to really make a play, unless Hodge thought that he was supposed to go there or he didn't get the snap cleanly and just made an initial decision.
It's 2nd down for Fresno State. The downside, of course, they start this drive deep in their own territory. Elijah Gilliam pushes his way across the 5-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and manageable.
They've just really had to struggle for positive yards. And I think the momentum changer for me, and we talked about it at one of the breaks, that interception by Wood to Cam Oliver, which, you know, you have a guy like Keene who is your main guy. Sometimes you can outthink yourself.
It's on the 2nd play of the game, too. Keene and Gilliam, the backfield tandem. Jalen Moss in motion. Keene complete to Magdalena. He tiptoes out of bounds after a Fresno State 1st down.
2 receivers in the same area, but Delana is always one that he'll find that football. Really nice job by him of getting the opportunity to get the ball. Some time in the protection. And so Keene is able to throw that ball even though there's a little bit pressure late. 2 receivers in the same area, but he was still able to find. Moss was there, but Delana was the one that made that nice catch.
UNLV lucky he couldn't stay in bounds. 1st and 10. Some breathing room now for Fresno State across the 25. Gilliam on the ground. Nearly got to the 2nd level. He was finished off by Antonio Doyle.
You know, Chris, the other thing is they've had a chance with some gash plays. That was the 4th pass of 15+ yards. It's just they have not been able to finish drives, or the special teams has hurt them in certain areas. So those are the things that come and work against you.
Mikey Keene is 9 of 13 passing today. His 2nd season working with offensive coordinator Pat McCann as the play caller. Came over from UCF, did Keene. That pass caught by Jalen Moss across the 45-yard line of Fresno State. Another Bulldogs 1st down.
And Moss also keeps his streak alive. That's his 18th consecutive game with the pass catch.
For number 18. That's
yeah.
got to keep it going, though. You don't want to just stop at 18.
Well, and think about this. No points by UNLV on that drive. And now if Fresno State can come back and find a way to get some points here.
From the 46, all kinds of pre-snap motion for Fresno State. Keene steps into his throw, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Baldwin going the other way for UNLV. Into Fresno State territory.
The secondary, there's some ball hawks back there. Baldwin being another one. Cam Oliver with the first interception. And it's almost like they baited Keene into that throw. He wants to go to the middle of the field. He looks away, and then when he comes back, look at just a great job of reading the eyes, Jonathan Baldwin, and making a play. I think Keene thought I could get it in to beach him, and then Baldwin sees that, comes over from that high safety position and picks that off. Really nice job by him.
He returns it 26 yards. Baldwin's a playmaker. That's his second interception of the season. He's got a tackle for loss. He's second on the team in total tackles. Does it all over the defensive backfield for UNLV. First and 10. Here's the freshman Greg Burrell. Tackled on the play by Julian Neal at second down.
Yeah, they really like him out of Las Vegas. Talented player. You know, this running back crew, Burrell, Thomas, James, Green, all get a chance to touch the football, and they all have some special weapons or special skills when they get the football.
Burrell went to high school right here in the city, Desert Pines High School. He's got it again and couldn't quite break free of the ankle tackle by Phoenix Jackson. It's third down.
Yeah, Phoenix came off hard off that edge. He just said, I'm not going to let you get by me, young man. Looks like he's a little shaken up.
Ball at the Fresno State 35. UNLV trying to convert turnovers into points. They have a blocked punt return for a touchdown already today. Going for more here. Williams hands it off to Thomas. He picks up a UNLV first down. It's the Rebels' first third down conversion of the game.
Nicknamed Jet out of Atlanta, Georgia. A really nice job of getting around the edge and just putting his head down and getting some extra yards.
Thomas had a huge freshman season for UNLV last year. 12 rushing touchdowns. He led all college freshmen at the FBS level in rushing touchdowns. Here's first and 10. Williams wide open. Ricky White tackled by Neal, but not before moving the chains again.
Ricky White will just put this fear in you, and he runs this route nice, comes off hard, and then when he breaks it down on that out, Neal had turned around, and he's just looking for, trying to find him, put him in the spin cycle.
First and 10 in the red zone. Right back to Ricky White. Some instant chemistry with Hajj Malik Williams.
Well, like I said, they have worked together with the same trainer, and there's a familiarity. And I think when this change was made, there was no upset guys in the locker room in particular. I don't think he would be one. Ricky White would say, I've worked with him. Let's go. You know, let's get a chance to get this offense going, especially in the pass game.
White had over 1,400 receiving yards last season. Thomas bottled up at about the 12. Third down coming up.
They're being methodical on this drive because if they can score a touchdown or a field goal, they get the ball coming out of the break, I think, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Fresno received it right off the start of the game. So UNLV is just really being methodical here. Fresno State's defense is going to have to come up with a stop. Brennan Marion is really doing a nice job in this particular instance of killing clock, but also getting them in the position. We're coming up on the 2-minute timeout here.
And it arrives right on schedule. UNLV looking to go up 3 scores before halftime.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, a shocking top 10 upset in the SEC today. Michigan with a scare down the stretch against Minnesota. And OK State and K-State in a top 25 matchup in Manhattan. That and much more at the half. Chris and Charles, back to you.
Well, that's big news, Mike. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Ole Miss upset by Kentucky today. 14-0 UNLV with the lead in the football. A third down and short coming up for the Rebels. Two tight end package here. Williams throws the slant. It's caught for a touchdown by Ricky White. His second of the game.
One of the things that he did really well when I went back and watched tape is the glance route. RPO game, meaning you run a quick, easy slant. And he was able to hit any receiver that did that. Ricky White has worked with him on this. The fake inside, but look at that. He works on his outside shoulder, then comes down hard. Look at the separation, touchdown catch. This is a different offense with Malik Williams, and you can see why the change has happened. I don't know all the disagreement and all that other stuff, but I know this offense is playing much better when you have a 76% completion percentage guy.
Chittenden tacks on the extra point.
That fake brings everybody in. It gets that linebacker down. You can see that's the guy that they want to option off of or see him, the overhang person. But Malik Williams with another nice throw, and Ricky White has to be happy to now have a quarterback that can throw him that football consistently.
Williams 7 of 9 passing for UNLV. That's a 78% completion rate. And for Ricky White, 5 catches on 7 targets. A reminder what's coming up on the State Farm halftime show. Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman will be with you. Highlights from around the country. You heard Mike mention the Kentucky Ole Miss upset. Also updates from Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Minnesota, Michigan out of the Big Ten. And they'll discuss who will win Georgia, Alabama. Look ahead to big noon kickoff next week as well. Charles, it's going to be Penn State against UCLA, your alma mater.
They got to go to Happy Valley, which is not always a happy place if you don't play them at home.
If you're the other team, you're right.
I'll say this, though. One thing in particular is that this offense looks a lot different than what you watch on tape. And I also think Fresno State figured that and was a little bit concerned by all of the things that were coming out of here, that this team would rally together. And so far in this first half, they have.
Now Fresno State is facing its biggest deficit of the season, and they open the campaign on the road against Michigan.
Well, I mean, think about it. At the middle of the week, your starting quarterback leaves. It just whatever happens, that happens. And you have to think, okay, this team UNLV has a chance to be pretty good. Fresno State's 3-1 coming in. This is not what you expected out of Fresno State. Let's see if they can turn this around.
1st and 10. Mikey Keene, the check down caught by Malik Sherrod. And tackled by Cameron Oliver. Gain of about 2 only, 2nd down.
Yeah, Cam Oliver, his dad, O.C. Oliver, I played against him in high school. His uncle, Winslow Oliver, played with the Carolina Panthers, so I've known that family a long time.
Keene on 2nd down. Slides well shy of the 30-yard line. Actually, it's closer to the 25, in fact, 3rd down now. Played
with his uncle Jarrett, who's O.C. and Winnie's brother, so I've known that family for a long time.
You had a lot of teammates, I get it. Keene 3rd down throw, caught into UNLV territory. Raylan Sharp has had a big game for Fresno State.
That was an outstanding catch by Sharp. He has to go up and get it in the seam, and he's over, oh my goodness, over Jet alive. But he's able to get up there and just go at the highest point.
It's not even the toughest catch Sharp has made in this game. Keene on 1st down. Flips it down the sideline. What a catch. No, incomplete. Nearly hauled in by Jalen Moss. And now Moss a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he came down really hard. He goes up and tries to get it. Again, another high point catch. Tony Grimes right there to knock the ball out.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 5. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
You can't give him 3 yards.
It's a lot of free yards.
Yeah, Moss was shaken up after that. He came down and hit his. He came down really hard. Cameron Oliver with the penalty.
The Fresno State has been able to mount drives. They haven't been able to finish any. Have the ball at the 30-yard line, final minute before halftime. Keene just has to throw it away.
Yeah, that play never looked good from the start. Even with the motion, the snap was coming before he could get back around, and it was not clean.
He's had no time to get comfortable in the pocket.
When he has, he's been able to find receivers, but you're right. For the most part, he has been back there struggling, trying to find time to get the ball to the receiver.
Second down out of the pistol. Now Sherrod to the right of Keene. Keene looking for Sharp. Nearly intercepted by Jalen Catalon. They say it was caught by Catalon, a pick. Incredible.
Rolling on the field is an interception. First down, UNLV.
What did UNLV say about their secondary? You can see it right here. Catalon ran the route. The Texas transfer, he was able to body up Sharp and then just go up and get it. Look at the outstanding leaping, and the foot is down. Did he have possession? Wow. Look, he looked like the receiver, and Sharp's trying to knock it out, but Catalon with an outstanding interception. That's +3 on the day if this stands. You won't win many games at -3 turnover margin, and that was the one concern.
The previous play of an interception is under further review. Yes, sir.
The concern that Fresno State had was you can't turn the ball over against these guys. But the other thing is, how would they rally around the new quarterback? We've seen how that looks. I think that was an interception, because Catalon has done this. Look, he's going to go up, catch the football, right foot down, and does he have control when he hits the ground? All indications show that he does. But his ability to go back and high point the ball behind him as a defensive back, usually you don't see defensive backs have that capability. I thought he held possession all the way through. Sharp is trying to fight it out. Good on his part. Does the ball come loose? It's hard to tell there. Can you overturn that? Do you have enough video evidence to overturn it?
Mike Shear is the defensive coordinator for this UNLV unit, and he said when NFL scouts come through, they ask about the secondary.
Yeah,
playmakers like that.
Well, we saw them on the field today when we were down. They're guys here because of the capabilities of Heat, Grimes, Malik Chavis, Cameron Oliver, Jonathan Baldwin. They've got some guys back there that can really make plays. I mean, if you want to see an excellent play by a defensive back.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's first down, UNLV.
Travis Hunter has made plays all year long and last year. That interception right there, it goes down to me as one of the best, because the defensive back going back to reach back behind himself, get one foot down, hold it in the possession. Now there's 4th interception on the year. That's outstanding by Jalen Catalon.
That's the 3rd interception thrown by Fresno State in the first half.
Yeah.
2 by Mikey Keene and 1 by Joshua Wood.
Usually when a team has your number, you've got to figure out a way, and you can't let your foot off the gas if you're UNLV. On the other side, Fresno State has to figure these things out.
1st and 10 for Williams, and that play blown dead.
Before the snap, timeout Fresno State. It's their second timeout of the half. It'll be 30 seconds.
33 seconds to go, and maybe halftime can't come soon enough for Tim Skipper and the Bulldogs. So if you're UNLV, obviously you get the ball to start the second half. You're so far backed up in your own territory, though.
I thought they were just going to get it out, maybe get a first down. They looked like they were trying to attack right there. I think that's why Fresno State called the timeout. Now what you have to do is give yourself some room and just get a first down. You can't kneel it here. That's the other issue that you have. So you got to get some positive yards. And I think that's what they're looking at. How can they get this first, 5-10 yards to give them some space to run out the clock and then come back and really all gas, no brakes the way this offense and defense is played.
It's called the go-go offense for UNLV, pioneered by offensive coordinator Brennan Marion. It's based off concepts that he hashed out as a high school football play caller after his NFL career ended just under 15 years ago. Now being showcased at the collegiate level. From the 1. Williams to the sideline. Nearly intercepted by Cam Lockridge.
You got to be careful if you're UNLV.
Playing with fire.
Yeah, you don't want to turn this thing right around. You talk about a guy that can make plays. Cam Lockridge is one of those number ones on the other side that is a really good player as well. Yeah, I would think just something nice and easy. Get the ball out of that area. You can't kneel it again, like I said, because you're in the end zone.
Williams steps under center. Jack Haas. Jaden Thomas got a half yard. It's third down. However, Fresno State is going to call a timeout.
Yeah, you can't take them with you.
Sure.
And I think also what has hurt UNLV, you've had 2 incomplete passes, which allows them to now try to get you in a position where you have to punt and then go after it, definitely.
It was really interesting talking to Brennan Marion yesterday, UNLV's offensive coordinator, his second season with the Rebels. This is just his coaching stop resume back to 2017-18. He was a high school coordinator before that, as we mentioned, but from 2017-18, he told us this is when he was able to support himself making money coaching before living off his NFL savings before that, but it's paid off.
Yeah, and I got to know him when he was at Howard as an OC, and talked about Kenny and Whipple and Sark and some of the other guys that he's, he and DJ Kenny were guys that played at Tulsa together. They talk a lot about offensive concepts, and you can see how he's been able to put his offense together.
On the plunge, Williams for a couple yards, and this is the first time Fresno State has been shut out in a half since first half, specifically since 2018 against Minnesota out of the Big Ten. Great start for UNLV on both sides of the football, including special teams.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you play all 3 phases well, and you expect to have just a quarterback that shows up in those lost yardage, but they've struggled to run the football, period, whereas UNLV has run the football effectively but thrown the ball as well.
Dylan Lynch with the kick past Jacob DeJesus of UNLV. Rebels football to begin the third quarter.
Chris, we talked about it coming into this. This passing offense was 126th in the country for UNLV. They were running the football effectively. Their defense was doing, like even in Kansas, they had some plays on defense that turned the game. Now today they've had 3 interceptions, a special teams block on a punt, and a scoop and score. And they've just really been able to do different things. Now let's see if this offense can keep going, because what you don't want to do is allow Fresno State to get back in this ball game.
Which is what happened last season up in Fresno, the last 2 times these teams played. Greg Burrell on the first down carry, wrapped up promptly by Sione Noah.
That's
got a couple of tackles today.
Good TFL for them and a good way to start. Noah playing that ball on the other side of the line of scrimmage. I'm going to tell you this, having played this Fresno State ball club, being around all of those guys, whether it's Pat Hill or Jim Sweeney and now Tim Skipper, they're going to fight you till the end. So you better bring your pads and keep going.
Second and long, Williams over the middle, Ricky White. His big day continues. Tackle made by Jaden Davis. And Ricky White, Charles, now moves into 10th place all time in UNLV's receiving yards category.
RPO slant game is what this young man does very well, and you can see that what they scored the touchdown on, and that was a nice drive or nice catch there by Ricky White, excuse me.
Who was also a good football player in his day. First and 10, there's Ricky White, stiff arm out of bounds at midfield.
Yeah, let's just say Williams to White.
There you go.
Yeah, they're going to move Ricky White also, which gives him different areas to catch the ball. We saw him on that slant on the other side. Now he's on this side. They're looking for him to do some different things. The ex-receiver, Casey Kane and Jaden Bradley, they want more out of them. But so far today, they've been able to get production out of Ricky White.
Second and short, playbook wide open. Over the middle, open man, Jacob DeJesus. Coaching staff told us God has given him everything but height. He rumbles into the red zone, first down UNLV.
Their nickname for him is Baby Jesus but they said he got everything but height. And I will say this, what he does have is his ability to make people miss in open space. And again, one of those slant routes off the RPO game, when you pull down that defensive back, it gives you the leverage to throw the ball over the top.
First and 10 from under center. Williams, interesting throw. It works. It's caught by Kaleo Belingai for the UNLV touchdown.
Belingai was saying, ball, get here. Ball, get here. I've been in those situations as a tight end, waiting for the ball. It took a long time to get there. But Belingai was there for it. 6'7", all of it. And that was a nice play design where they leak him out. You're going to watch on the right side of the line. He's going to leak out and kind of come under. And everything is going one way. This is a nice play, nice wrinkle that they've thrown in. Now he's waiting for the ball to get there, and it finally does for 6.
His first touchdown of the season. And how about to cap off a 5-play, 75-yard drive? Touchdown to a 6'7" guy, and the catch before that, DeJesus at 5'7" reels it in. Here's the 6'7" guy, Belingai, to put UNLV up 28-0. Awfully impressive drive for UNLV to start the third quarter. And on the flip side, Charles, pretty demoralizing if you're Fresno State, now down 28.
Yeah, because you come out at half and you think, hey, we made some adjustments, but that's the best looking drive I've seen all day by UNLV. Passing, running, everything they wanted to do, they came out and delivered on that drive.
It's been a complete effort for UNLV today. Their defense and special teams really afforded the offense the luxury of settling into this game, and now the offense is clicking.
Yeah, it's been a situation where, you know, the coaching staff for Fresno State was worried about that, because you can galvanize a team when you get the locker room to buy into a guy, and that's happening with this UNLV team so far this game.
First and 10 from the 25. Keene over the middle. The pass is caught by Jalen Moss. Good start to this drive for Fresno State. Powell to tackle out of bounds. And it's another first and 10 coming up.
What you need to do here is just have a nice drive. Don't look at the scoreboard. Methodically march down the field. Pressure coming. Keene is able to throw it in a nice spot for Moss to catch that ball and get a first down.
Bryson Donaldson is the tailback. Fumble on the exchange. Keene fortunate to recover.
Like I said, keep the positive plays, keep stacking them. This is, we were talking about it during the break. I've not seen a Fresno State team play this poorly. That was unsure of who's going to get the ball, and the mesh point is totally discombobulated. and the ball comes out. Fortunately for them, Keene is able to recover for only a 7-yard loss, but they've struggled when they got behind the chains today.
Second and long again. This has happened a lot to the Bulldogs. Keene is not a running threat, but he throws it complete to Magdalena. Brought down at the 49-yard line by Jalen Catalon, and that's a first down for Fresno State.
There's going to be a late hit on Keene after that throw.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 9. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, automatic first down.
Yeah, he's been getting hit a lot today, and Jet Alive did. After the ball is thrown, you have to pull up there. Clearly, that's going to be a penalty flag, and you don't need to give them any other yards. But really nice job by Keene of finding his receiver and keeping it going.
That was 33 yards on the completion plus the penalty there. Ball at the 36-yard line now of UNLV. Little razzle-dazzle in the backfield. It's snuffed out by UNLV. Magdalena brought down by Jackson Woodard, and he had some help.
There was a bunch of guys there. Powell was there. The secondary, Tony Grimes. This is a really nice play by the defense. Watch how they all just pursue. They break tackles, break blocks, and then show up 3, 4, 5 guys. Manny Powell. Great story by him and the defensive coordinator, just talking about his story from Canton to here and how he's just grown as a young player and a man.
What do you know? Second and long. Incomplete. It's third and long. And Keene took a shot from the guy you just talked about, Manny Powell.
Yeah, and they had Keith Conley out, the defensive end. They snuck him out, so there was nowhere for Keene to throw. And you're able to bring pressure on the inside with Powell. They'll bring it from everywhere, and they really like it with those 2 interior linebackers, Manny Powell and Jackson Woodard. You don't always know if it's going to come in the A-gap together, separate, or from different sides, but they bring it a lot.
From the UNLV 40, third and long. Keene, it was nearly intercepted again by Jonathan Baldwin. Would have been his second pick of the afternoon.
Yeah, underneath coverage with ball, when you have over-the-top coverage, there's really nowhere for him to throw that football. Keene's throwing it into a very difficult area. Baldwin almost with another pick. His teammates will tease him, hey, we got 3 picks. You could have gave us 4.
That's cold, man.
That's how guys are, you know.
And Baldwin himself has got 4 now on the season. Fourth down, and Fresno State, out of desperation, goes for it. Pass is broken up, intended for Josiah Freeman. And a turnover on downs. UNLV rocking and rolling. Up 28-0. Defensive coordinator Mike Shear elated after the big stand by the D. How about the UNLV defense today, Charles?
Yeah, they've been all over the field. It almost looks like they have 15 guys playing instead of 11. Mikey Kane really getting hit almost every single time he's back there. And when he does have time, these guys have just been disruptive. Catalan, again, they're just playing at a high intensity level. And you can see 13 on the season, points allowed, 0 today. But that 5 interceptions on the season versus 3, man, and that no running room at all.
First and 10, new drive begins for UNLV. Williams airs it out, looking for his favorite target, White, who is double covered. The pass is intercepted by Jaden Davis. We'll see if it stands. A flag on the field.
Yeah, that's going to go against the defense.
Pass interference, defense, number 1. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's been the way it has been today. Even when they make a positive play, they're not able to come away with it. Lockridge was called for the pass interference.
First and 10 again now from the 45 of Fresno State. Crowded backfield. James and Green, the two tailbacks. And the carry to Kylan James, and he brings the fight to you.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to fight him, he will make sure you know he's going to fight you.
He's a load, 6 foot, 225, the senior. They call him a hybrid running back, fullback, and tight end. Love his versatility at that position. Second down here. Williams keeps it. He nearly took that one to the house. Tackled eventually by A.Z. Hamilton.
Game is slowing down for him a little bit because now he knows where those pressure points are coming. It was outside early, now it's inside. You see Namora gets lost there, number 8, with the running game or the running back. And then Williams sees that and is just able to pick that area and then go up the middle for a nice game.
From the 26. James pushed back at the 23.
And now you've been able to be effective with the pass game, and this run game is also, they've had the balance I think that they've been looking for the year. And this is where you get into an area now where you want to use as much clock. You want to score again. If Fresno State doesn't stop you, you're just going to keep going until you can force them to put you in a position where they stop you.
On the pitch, Kylan James out wide. It's not really his game. He's more of a between the tackles guy.
It almost looked like they were setting up something to throw a pass with James. It almost looked like he was going to be the quarterback on that play because there was a receiver that leaked out. Didn't have time to throw it.
Brennan Marion, the offensive coordinator for UNLV.
Both teams have had explosive plays. Plus 15 yards, UNLV with 8. Fresno State today with 6. But the score indicates that UNLV has capitalized on those big plays more than Fresno State today.
3rd and long for UNLV. This hasn't happened a whole lot today. Jaden Thomas brought down a yard away from the original line of scrimmage by Phoenix Jackson. It's 4th down for UNLV. Caden Chittenden, the Mountain West Freshman of the Week and Special Teams Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago in the win against Kansas, accounted for 11 of his team's 23 points in that win. This is from 45 yards. It's good. 31-zip UNLV, adding to its lead all afternoon long. Mondays hit hard, but Colin hits harder. If you love football, then you're going to want to hear what the most interesting man in sports has to say after a huge weekend. So don't miss The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays starting at noon Eastern only on FS1. And weekends hit, Mondays that is, hit especially hard after a weekend in Vegas, as Fresno State is finding out today. 31-0 UNLV. We did not see this coming. Fresno State 3-1 and 1-0 already in Mountain West play. Malik Sherrod on the first kick return of the ball game. It's a good one, out to close to the 30-yard line. Mark him down at the 29.
They're a team that, like I said, you know their history, how tough they are, how physically they want to impose their will. But today, they just haven't been able to get that going. This UNLV team came out early and were effective from the very beginning, and it's made it rough on this Fresno State ball play.
Offside, kicking team, number 23. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. It's first down, Fresno State.
And they made some uncharacteristic penalties. Not there, but in certain instances, they have not helped themselves as well.
Feels like we've said second and long a lot today. First down, it has not been good for Fresno State. This bucks that trend. It's Raylan Sharp on the catch. 8-yard gain. Malik Chavis with the tackle.
Yeah, he's had a really good game. I mean, you've called his name, and like I said, there have been some explosive plays. They just haven't capitalized when they've gotten into an area to score.
Sherrod on the ground, hit and dropped by Jackson Woodard. Good player.
Woodard all over the field, 10 tackles. Make that 11 now. He just shows up.
You said that he reminds you of Luke Kuechly.
The way he gets around the ball, his recognition of plays. When I saw Luke Kuechly at Boston College, that's the first person that he reminded me of was him. Just his understanding of where the ball is going to be and how to get there, and he gets there violently as well.
It's 3rd and 2.
Good hands also for a linebacker. He's been able to show pick. He's a stat guy.
Keene incomplete, looking for Sharp, but a flag comes in, and Jonathan Baldwin, the likely guilty party for pass interference.
The secondary has
pass interference, defense number 3. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, and it's an automatic first down.
They have not let them breathe much, and Baldwin was there early. And he's going to hold on and hold on too much. That ball was not catchable, but it wasn't catchable because Baldwin tackled it. Out of Houston, Texas, Dobie High School.
Is that close to you?
It's a little bit of ways from me, but I know where it is.
Ball right at the 50. Freeman motioned off the formation. Keene has been doing this all game long, looking for Sherrod on a nearly virtually impossible pass up the sideline.
Chris, we said this earlier. That front 4 or front 3 has just been relentless. Watch the interior D-line. They're able to get by, and then with the linebackers coming behind them, Alexander Whitmore on that particular play, but it's been Conti, it's been Cooper Webb, it's been Jalen Dixon. Those guys up front have done a really nice job allowing the linebackers to get home on some of those blitzes as well.
Just hasn't had a pocket to set up in today.
Even when they're trying to roll away, the intensity of the D-line is just getting after them.
A great catch by Jalen Moss, fingertips. 3rd down and short coming up.
This was an outstanding catch. Look at the one, grab it, put both feet down. That's good in the NFL. It's good on Sunday. Raiders play here tomorrow. We got to see the turf that they have, their natural grass outside. As soon as this game is over, they get people off of this field, roll this carpet up, and bring in the Raiders turf.
Rebels play on turf, Raiders play on grass, per the wishes of the late great Al Davis. 3rd and 2. It's complete. Pass caught by Cameron Beecham, and that's good for a Fresno State first down.
But again, Jalen Dixon forcing him out of comfort, and good job by Beecham of putting a big body in between him and Catalan to give the quarterback a chance to throw him that pass.
Elijah Gilliam now on first down, cut down by Jalen Catalan. I just want to quickly say that Fresno State now, after that 3rd down conversion, 6 for 11. And they're down 31-0. I mean, you just wouldn't think that.
3 interceptions make a big difference.
Gilliam hits the hole hard. Finished off from behind by Chavis.
It's hard when you give teams a turnover, basically when in the punt situation, which is a scoop and score, and 3 interceptions. That just, you don't factor those into your game plan. So that's why we have a score that's so far out of reach. Now Fresno State again, driving and threatening, trying to get in the scoring zone, in the red zone. Let's see what they do here to protect the football and score some points.
1st and 10 from the UNLV 26. Keene over the middle, it's Sharp. Makes the first man miss. Brought down by Catalan and Powell.
Yeah,
Second down.
Rare missed tackle for Woodard. He's beating himself up, but Powell, his partner in crime, able to come over. Really nice play design. Sharp, moving and getting away from Woodard.
Second down here. Beecham in motion. Keene takes a shot. And it's caught, but no, dropped by Jalen Moss at the last instant. But a flag flutters in anyway.
These guys are battling for balls, man. They are going up. And Keene took a shot again.
Pass interference, defense, number 0. The ball would be placed at the spot of the foul. It's an automatic first down.
Tony Grimes draws the flag.
Stutter and go, and Grimes just going to grab him. And Moss almost with a nice catch on that one.
Bryson Donaldson in at running back. Keene tracked by Woodard. The play is still alive. Loose ball picked up on the hit by Woodard. It's the big fella, Keith Conley Jr. all the way into the end zone. There's a flag at the 12-yard line.
That was a great hustle play by, I think, Jordan Brown, 81, trying to track Conley down. I really thought Keene's arm was going forward. We'll have to take a look at this because I really thought he was in the act of passing.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense and returned for a touchdown. During the return, it's a personal foul, illegal blindside block on the defense. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. The previous play is under review.
It just appeared that his arm was going forward, but he's got pressure again. He has to get outside quick. He brings it back, but there's a ball come out before he starts his arm forward. He's going to see Woodard in his sleep tonight.
He sure will.
It appears that his arm was going forward. Woodard is able to hit it out. But again, this hustle play by Jordan Brown. Yeah, I think this is going to be overturned. But again, they have just been in his face all game long.
Keene's thrown the ball 30 times today. It feels like just about every single one of those throws has been on the run or with a man in his face.
Even when he gets out of the pocket,
yes,
it just seems like that's the case as well.
If this outcome stands, it would be very much on par with Fresno State's day today. However, looks like the arm was going forward, but it was ruled a fumble. And is there indisputable video evidence to overturn it? We're about to find out.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed to an incomplete pass. However, after the play, we had an illegal blindside block on the defense. That penalty will be enforced half the distance from the previous spot. It'll be a first down, Fresno State.
Let's go look at the blindside block, Charles.
Yeah, they're calling it on Woodard there. But again, the hustle play by Jordan Brown was the effort that I thought. I didn't think that was a blindside block. Jordan Brown's father and I played together at UCLA. Brian Brown, really good running back out of Gardena.
Cali.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was a block in the back, but that's not they said a blindside block.
Barry Odom asking for a clarification.
Yeah, that was close. I wouldn't have called that a blindside block, but nonetheless, the hustle by that young man. Conley thought he had a touchdown, but now we're going the other way.
He's not on the field this snap, understandably so. Malik Sherrod scores for Fresno State. It's a touchdown, and the Bulldogs are on the board. And there's a flag that comes in for extracurricular activity.
Malik Sherrod, even though he's small in stature, they say he talks a lot of trash. He turns around, tells the UNLV defenders, I'm scoring on you, in probably more colorful terms.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 2. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
As soon as he scores, look, he's gonna. Now,
you're down 31-6.
I know.
Dylan Lynch here for the point after try. Splits the uprights. 31-7 now. Malik Sherrod, preseason All-Mountain West with the score. Fresno State scores for the first time this afternoon, but it's still all UNLV in front of a home crowd here in Vegas. 31-7 late third quarter. So this is a Mountain West Conference game for now, and it will be next year as well. But then 2026 conference realignment kicks in. Fresno State going to the Pac-12, and UNLV going to stay here in the Mountain West.
Yeah, there's still a lot to be determined because both conferences need more teams to make them whole or solvent. So we're going to see a lot of this. There's so much that was happening on the field. We didn't even have to talk about that, but there's a lot of bickering going on between the former Pac-12 and the Mountain West now.
We have a return here for Jacob DeJesus across the 30-yard line. A little bit more about the new look conferences beginning in 2026. I mean, just the way how fluid this situation is. We'll see if it actually ends up being this way, but it certainly appears to be.
Yeah, well, a couple of times this week we heard UNLV could potentially be moving over to the Pac-12, but they decided to stay with the Mountain West, and you can see some of the schools that have left. Boise, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State. So it's going to be interesting over the next few months to figure out where else they're going to pull teams from, but also what's going to happen here.
You're seeing the trickle-down effect of conference realignment. First it was the power conferences, and now it's the group of 5 conferences. First down rush for Thomas out of bounds.
Or the conferences formerly known as power conferences with the Pac-12.
How do you feel about that, playing at UCLA?
Yeah, it's different. And I think there were a lot of missteps that they made, Larry Scott in particular, but you could just see the progression of the Big Ten and the SEC growing and some of the other conferences like the Pac-12 not.
Second and short, and Jaden Thomas breaking multiple tackles. Finally hit by Jazan Jacks and A.Z. Hamilton.
I can see why they call him Jet. He doesn't waste much time. He gets moving.
He picks up a first down. All right at midfield. Williams makes Noah miss and now has real estate. Picks up a first down with his legs.
Yeah, he has really done a nice job of getting out of harm's way. It was interesting when we talked to Barry Odom about him not starting those first 3 games, and he relayed the message to him about Chase Daniel, who, was a longtime backup in the NFL. and got some chances to start, but always being prepared and being ready.
Jacob DeJesus on the catch. Look out! Flag flies in. Behind the play now. DeJesus slips inside the pylon. It's a touchdown for now.
He just knows how to make people miss. It's going to come back, but in open space, man, he is electric.
Holding, offense number 23. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Jaden Bradley, Jr. out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah, that was a hold, but the explosiveness and the elusiveness of DeJesus, that's also thoughts and prayers for all of those people in the Carolinas down through Georgia, Florida. You know, this hurricane has just been devastating.
First and 20 after the penalty. Williams runs. Tripped up, and he picks up a first down.
When you get rhythm and comfort level, your offensive line will block for you. You make one miss, and then you can get to that second and third level. Williams is really starting to feel it. We saw this on an earlier run. His passes have been more crisp. That one to DeJesus was also out in front where he could catch it and turn up the field.
That's the first time UNLV has passed in their last 10 plays. And D'Angelo Irvin Jr. on the catch. He picks up another first down. That's the final play of the third quarter. And UNLV is perfect under Barry Odom when they lead after 3. They got a big lead here today. UNLV looks like a legitimate contender to win the Mountain West this season, but they're certainly not alone. Boise State is off to a great start as well. They're ranked in the AP poll, a couple of spots ahead of UNLV. And a big one tonight, late on FS1, Washington State and Boise State. The Cougars are off to a good start also.
Ashton Genty is one of those guys at his next level. He is an outstanding player. That's going to be a good game tonight.
So it's second and short to begin the fourth quarter. Williams throws. It's Ricky White. He breaks a tackle. And it's a touchdown. Third touchdown of the day for Ricky White, his second receiving touchdown.
Ricky White's ability to break tackles and yards after catch is really something when you watch him on film, especially last year. But this was a prime example of that capability. He's going to catch the ball. He knows I got one man, and I'm going to make him miss, and I'm going to the house. DeJesus does a lot of it, but Ricky White is strong, and if he has one guy, he generally beats him and is able to get some extra yards.
White's got 111 yards through the air today. Chittenden tacks on the extra point. White had 126 yards all season coming into this game. Today's hardest working player is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And I mean, UNLV more than happy to give Ricky White what he needs. 9 catches, 111 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and the big game breaker, a fumble return touchdown following a blocked punt.
Well, NFL guys like that. When you have your main guy on teams and playing a role, I think that bodes well. But his ability as a receiver, he has just really been playing some good football when he's gotten a chance to.
Young man has his affairs in order in the classroom as well. Already has a bachelor's degree, working on his graduate certificate here at UNLV. Started his college career at Michigan State, but has become a nationally recognized wide receiver here at UNLV. All-American, third in the country in receiving yards last year. A UNLV program record with 1,483 receiving yards. On the return, it's Malik Sherrod. He's in trouble. He's in deep trouble. Brought down at the 6. Sadite Green Jr. was the first on the welcoming party to arrive.
Well, like I told you, usually when you beat a team that has had your number, it comes and you do it in a decisive fashion. I don't know if the score is going to maintain, but if it does, this Fresno State team came into a ball game against a UNLV team that had been waiting for some of this. Some of these guys, like you said, have never even beat Fresno State. And when you finally get that monkey off your back, it comes hard.
Mikey Keene complete to Raylan Sharp, quickly tackled by Jalen Catalon at the 16-yard line. That's a first down.
Mikey Keene, who's taken a lot of shots today, is still firing away, and his receivers continue to try to make grabs and get the ball in position so they can score.
Fresno State with a net total of 4 rushing yards today. They were in the red for much of the game, but just not been able to establish anything on the ground. Keene throws it complete to Donaldson, upended by Baldwin, and it's second down.
And the other thing about the secondary is what's impressive, and when you watch film, is that they come up and hit you. You know, sometimes you got guys that are former corners or safeties that don't always want to lay wood. They will come up and try to knock you out.
Baldwin in particular, there he is. He breaks up that pass intended for Sharp.
That's the key to this defense. Barry Odom and Sure, they do a good job of coming off the edge. They come from the inside, and they can do it with Catalon on one side or Baldwin. So it just really dictates who is the guy that's being called. That time, that's coming from your edge, and he knows that that ball is going to be thrown. He gets his hands up there.
Defensive coordinator Mike Scheer played at Mizzou for Barry Odom. Third down, Keene. Moss has it, and a short tackle made short of the first down marker. Great play by Jarvis Ware. Fourth and 1. And with the ball at the 25-yard line of Fresno State. Still plenty of time left in the fourth quarter, but it's a 31-point ball game here. Lawrence's kick. Fair caught by DeJesus at the 34. Very, very impressive showing for UNLV amid a lot of distractions going into this game. All UNLV in this one, 38-7, just under 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's prime time on Fox College Football Friday next week. Heisman candidate Dylan Gabriel in Oregon look to prove they're one of the nation's best against Michigan State. That action kicks off Friday night, 9 Eastern on Fox. Washington-Rutgers last night. That was a really exciting game. Great win for Rutgers. The job Greg Schiano has done with that program in his second stint. And like Barry Odom has done in his first stint with UNLV. First down carry there by Greg Burrell.
Well, if you're Fresno State, you have a bye coming up at a good time for you, right? After a nice stretch, you come in 3-1 thinking you have a really good chance here, and it doesn't look like it's going to go your way, but now you have a bye. What does it look like for them? And then if you're UNLV, you've got to continue to roll like you have so far this season.
Here's some razzle-dazzle. That is Cameron Friel, who throws it complete to Ricky White. A flag comes in the offensive backfield. Friel on the depth chart is the second-string quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 0, with targeting. Defense, number 0, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The previous play is under review.
It's Corey Foreman. Here's the hit at the end of this.
Yep, so they're going to take a look at this. Was it with the crown of the helmet? Was it forcible contact to the head or neck area? Some indicators. And that crown is that area at the top. And then you have a defenseless player as well.
Doesn't appear that there is head-to-head contact. There's contact with the head of Foreman clearly, but it's not head-to-head.
Yep. But it almost looks like he doesn't put that head down where the crown hits him directly. Looks like face mask, but they called it targeting. Does he lunge? You know, there's some indicators that you have to have in the whole scheme of things.
After review, there is no foul for targeting.
Yeah, because here's what the reason I didn't think it was, because he didn't lunge, he didn't go to the head.
Number 0 can remain in the game.
He hit clearly with his face mask, and if he had lowered his head, then that would have been a targeting penalty.
It's certainly tough to call in real time, but you know, the face mask and even the area right above it, that's not the crown. You know, it really is that area restricted to the top part of the helmet. First and 10 here for UNLV. And Williams on that option read. He has been brilliant on that offensive package all game long. He scampers out of bounds at the 11, first down.
Well, it gives you an added element. Not only can they run the option, but now they've thrown the ball more effectively, and they do it in a way where you're sending a lead blocker there and Christian Moore. So you have somebody out in front, you have a pitch guy, but you have a quarterback that has been able to make the right decisions for the most part, other than that short yardage and goal line situation.
Give up the middle to Devin Green. Hard run inside the 10. It's a great point. You mentioned the 4th and goal situation where UNLV was stopped. Otherwise, it'd be 45-7.
Well, and Brendan Marion talked about that. I had to find ways to very average offensive linemen or guys that, you know, just couldn't do the things that we wanted to.
When he was in high school.
In high school.
To clarify.
In high school with the option principles. That's how the go-go offense came to him.
There goes Jaden Thomas. Touchdown, UNLV. You can't call them the running Rebels. That's the basketball team. But UNLV's football team is running away with this one.
Yeah, they're the scoring Rebels today. And the diversity in this offense has just given a lot of guys different opportunities.
That's Thomas's second rushing touchdown, 3rd touchdown overall this season. Chittenden boots it home. Now it's 45-7. 11:04 to play, and UNLV with a dominating offensive performance at home. UNLV on the verge of handing Fresno State its worst defeat since 2017, when the Bulldogs trailed by 41 in a game against Washington. UNLV's offense has clicked into gear, especially in the second half. Another wonderful drive, 5 plays, 66 yards. Jaden Thomas caps it off with a 7-yard touchdown run. Today's Steady Performance is sponsored by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. This hasn't been brilliantly boring today, Charles.
Not at all. With the quarterback that's been able to do it both with his arm and with his legs, and just effectively find guys like Ricky White and his big tight end on the other side, Balunge. This has just been a dominating performance.
Surprising. I mean, this is a battle-tested Fresno State team. Mikey Keene into the flat, and Moss breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Chavis escorts him out of bounds, but Moss makes something out of nothing. First down, 18-yard gain for number 18.
Moss is not, he doesn't know the score, and that's how you want your guys to play. Just, I mean, because there's nothing else you can do now but to battle and fight, and Jalen Moss has been one of those out of Menlo Park, California, the sophomore.
Sherrod on the carry. Brought down at about the 45. Gang tackle. Jalen Dixon has had a great game today for UNLV. He lost his helmet on his way out of bounds.
Just to come out for one play.
The Fresno State, they open, including today, with 3 of their first 5 on the road, including their first 2 Mountain West Conference games.
Timeout, UNLV. It's their first time out of the half.
I think they had 12 men on the field. So.
Well, you said it's looked like at times they've been playing with 15. So.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Your PNC Steady Performance. I mean, this is impressive. 13 for 16 in his starting debut. He did play week 2 in the second half in a blowout win against Utah Tech, but he never even attempted a pass.
Yeah. In talking this week to his former coach at Campbell, Mike Mentor, he just couldn't say enough good things about Hajj Malik Williams. He just, and he even told him, hey, just stay focused, stay ready. When you get your opportunity, this is what happens. You know, and that was the one thing that he talked about, how good of a player and how much he developed in their program, and you could see it here. The guys coming over to him, it's a bonding experience with guys when they know how you play and how you approach the game. And it looks like they've got a guy now that they feel like they can get behind from the quarterback position.
Fisher K-Mac with the sack off the edge. 3rd and long.
Fisher K-Mac came off so fast that it was 6'7", 250-pound redshirt sophomore out of Gilbert, Arizona.
That's his first sack of the season.
They've got some guys on that defensive line. I know this Fresno State D-line is really good, but I'm seeing more out of this UNLV defensive line today.
3rd and long. Here's Raylan Sharp. He's over 100 yards receiving with this catch and run. Tackle made by Cody DeCambra. Short of the first down marker. 13-yard gain. He needed 16.
Yeah, you're seeing some of the UNLV backups in the game now. And of course, Fresno State's going to go for it on 4th down here, so far behind.
Keene deals, caught, Sharp just off the carpet. First down, Fresno State.
Keene sees it coming right there. Nice throw. Sharp. He and Moss have made a lot of plays so far in this game.
Sharp's 10th catch. Keene eyes downfield. And he slides down for a loss of 2. Back to the 46. Jeremiah Vessel was the man closing hard for UNLV.
Vessel was coming up on him really quickly. Keene got down just in time. On 2nd and 12,
pass is caught. It's Jalen Moss. Tackled at the 26, a gain of 21, and it's first down Fresno State.
Moss and Sharp have been the guys that Keene has been able to find just over the fingertips of the linebacker. Safety right there, but nice throw.
From the empty backfield. Crossing route, it's caught by Elijah Gilliam. Another first down for Fresno State. 12 more.
Gilliam is a really good receiver out of the backfield. 8 catches on the year for 32 yards coming into this game. But he shows you there some receiver skills.
On the ground, he puts his head right into Cody DeCambra and gets to the 9-yard line. Second down coming up.
He's a real slasher. A guy that can make people miss. Has gotten better as a runner. His vision has gotten much, much better.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's gotten a lot of reps lately with Malik Sherrod banged up. Keene eyeing the end zone, and the pass is caught for the touchdown by Magdalena.
I'm sure Delena's happy with the touchdown, but not the score. And he's a guy that came in. They've really done some things to take him away. But on this particular play, Keene, when he felt pressure, was able to get out of the pocket. And Delena stays alive and able to catch that for 6.
Delena hauls in his 4th touchdown catch of the season. And Dylan Lynch, the lefty, puts it through. 45-14, Fresno State. There's still some fight in these dogs, but they're down big. .36 to go from Las Vegas, and UNLV has never trailed in this game. 45-14 over Fresno State in this Mountain West showdown. I don't think there's ever been this much attention around this UNLV program, and what do they do in response? They open up a can on Fresno State. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that can is got real loud, but I think the spotlight was on them, and they took advantage of that. They rallied the troops together, and this team has played well. We saw that when they played Kansas, but now they have another dimension with the passing game, and you can totally tell special teams even played a role. So they did everything they needed to do today to have the success that they've had.
So Haj Malik Williams, the big story coming in, his first game as UNLV starting quarterback after the departure of Matthew Sluka, who announced late Tuesday night that he would redshirt the remainder of this season and no longer play for UNLV. On the short kick, here's Jaden Thomas. UNLV already has a special teams touchdown today. They get another. All facets of the Rebels game firing on all cylinders.
I like his nickname, Jet, and he just showed you why. And he got around the edge. The blocking was there, and he was gone.
That's UNLV's first kickoff return for a touchdown in 13 years. They did it against Colorado State back in 2011.
Everything in the middle, and then when he gets outside, there's no one that's going to catch him. I mean, he could have just kept running down to the strip, past the strip to Henderson, and he still wouldn't have gotten touched. Wow.
About as complete of a game as you can envision if you're UNLV.
Yeah.
Your quarterback has thrown for 3 touchdowns and has completed 81% of his throws. You've got 2 special teams touchdowns. You've generated 3 interceptions.
Yeah. And this has been guys that have been around this program that haven't had a chance to beat this Fresno State team. That shows up today.
Head coach Barry Odom has put together an excellent staff here in Las Vegas. He said he views Las Vegas as a city of opportunity. That's at the core of this city's identity, and he viewed this job as an opportunity to take this program to a place it's never been. They're looking at a top 25 ranking in the AP poll when the new poll comes out next week, and that would be a program first.
Against a team that perennially has been tough, and one that has shown you that they can come in here and beat you or beat you there. They have done it in convincing fashion today.
Mark your calendars for October 25th, UNLV, Boise State. There's a long way to go until then, a month of football until then, but if both of those teams continue on their current track, it could very well be a battle for the Mountain West crown and maybe even a spot in the expanded college football playoff.
Sneaky good game is that one against Syracuse, too.
That's just next week.
Yeah, that's next week. Syracuse lost last week against Stanford on a field goal, I think, but Syracuse is also a team that's, you don't want to sleep on them if you're UNLV.
Kyle McCord looks pretty good as Syracuse's quarterback, the Ohio State transfer. But 52 points for UNLV, their season high. They put up 72 on Utah Tech. Certainly don't think they'll get there today, but I mean 52 on a conference opponent. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think we all are just, you know, you and I, even at halftime, I didn't see this coming. I really didn't. I just, watching film of both of these teams, you know how competitive they have been and all the things that showed up. But UNLV just started off fast and hadn't stopped.
Jaden Mandel is in at quarterback for Fresno State. 1st and 10. Here's the pitch to Bryson Donaldson. Into a cloud, a gain of 1 to the 26. Jeremiah Vessel in the mix defensively for UNLV.
And Fresno State had explosive plays, but again, those turnovers, man, it is so hard to beat a team when you give the ball away multiple times like Fresno State did today.
Mandel throws, intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Vessel. Vessel is not a starter for UNLV, but is making the most of his playing time late here today.
When you play behind those guys like Oliver, Catalan, and Malik Chavis and Grimes, you see what good looks like. And I think he backed up and played in the area, and watch how he attacks the football. Quarterback keeps his eyes on there, and really nice play by Vessel, dropping into a zone and then reading the eyes. The zone gives you a chance to see where your quarterback is going, and if he stays on one guy, look at Catalan. All those guys are excited because they know the guys behind them want to play, and when they do get the play, they get an opportunity.
Now here's Cameron Friel at quarterback for UNLV with the ball at the 25, and that play does not get off the ground.
Snap infraction. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Charles, perhaps a good moment to throw some flowers at Cameron Friel's feet. This guy's a senior. He's from Hawaii. He, at one point, was the regular starter for this program the year before Barry Odom's staff came in. And although his playing time has decreased, he has stuck with this program. And Barry Odom said what a great soldier he has been. He could have left, but he has showed great loyalty through his college playing career.
Mountain West Freshman of the Year when he started 8 games back then. You know, has not had the opportunity to play as much, but you know, was in that battle for the starting quarterback position, and just, you know, has been good for the room, and I think good for this team. You know, the guys on this team respect him and know that he can play the game as well, just hadn't had a chance.
Handoff, Greg Burrell. Wrapped up just beyond the line of scrimmage. 3rd down coming up, inside of 5 minutes to go. Tackle made by Jarvis Ware. Correction, Justin Houston, beg your pardon. On third down, right back to Burrell. He gets a block from Friel, his quarterback, on the edge. He looks a little bit short of the first down.
Friel is 6'3", 230, so he doesn't mind getting in there mixing it up. He's as big as Burrell. Said, hey, follow me, young fella. I'll show you the way.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 26. Penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. It's an automatic first down.
Tim Thomas, linebacker. Second guy always gets it.
That's right. First and goal for UNLV. And not for the first time. Friel keeps it, pitches it. And just short of the end zone. Timothy Connerly on the pitch.
He wanted that touchdown. Jakari Embry coming down, making a tackle.
There's a heavy package right now for UNLV with the ball at the 1. Friel, touchdown, UNLV. Tell how happy his teammates are for him.
This has been a dominating performance by UNLV. And again, like I said, this is a good time for Fresno State. They've had some guys that have been nicked up. Gives them a chance to get that bye, get healthy, but also work on a few things so they don't, when they come back and get into the part of their schedule. And but Friel has blockers out in front, doesn't really need them. Christian Moore looking for a guy to look up.
UNLV has punted today, but only twice. Feel bad for those guys. A lot of push-ups. Great form. Give him that. Friel and his offensive coordinator, Brennan Marion. UNLV recharged after a bye week, quarterback change, and home for back-to-back weeks. Charles mentioned a really interesting non-conference matchup against Syracuse coming up next week.
I really wanted to know how they would respond after, the news earlier in the week. A lot of attention paid, but it seemed like it galvanized this team. They all rallied together, and you could see on social media right away how, our new QB1, and they've gone forward.
We took this game from the Big 12. We'll give it back to the Big 12 after this. Iowa State, Houston coming up next on FS1. First ever meeting between these teams. That doesn't say something about conference realignment. I don't know what does. Mentioned UNLV seeking a 4-0 start. So is Iowa State. Be the first time since 2000 the Cyclones have gotten off to a good start like that.
Rocco Beck, the son of Anthony Beck, the great tight end that played for a number of years, my good buddy. He's had a really good season so far.
Hard run there for Jonathan Arsenault. Alvario Wiley on the tackle. First down, Fresno State. We were told Arsenault would get some playing time today for the Bulldogs. Playing well, running hard in practice. He gets it again. Out to the 48-yard line. Javon Grigsby on the tackle.
And I think now, if you're the coaching staff for Fresno State, you want to see how the young guys will perform when they get a chance to play. Arsenault's getting that opportunity. Back back-to-back runs where he has really looked strong. A junior out of Los Angeles, California.
They triple him up there. Ball at the UNLV 45. 2 minutes and change to go. Mandel gives it right back to Arsenault. And a good ankle tackle made there by Grigsby. Two minutes to go.
That's a 2-minute timeout.
UNLV 2 minutes from a 4-0 start. The floodgates have opened for UNLV here in the fourth quarter. 28 points to blow this game way out of proportion. 59-14. UNLV led 21-0 at halftime. It has been all Rebels from Las Vegas this afternoon. Joshua Wood in at quarterback for Fresno State. Over the middle, pass incomplete, looking for Jordan Brown.
Wood's family football guys. Father Victor played football at Washington State. Brother Jordan played football at Eastern Washington. And Jordan Brown, as I said earlier, his dad and I played at UCLA together.
Here's a fourth down for the Bulldogs. Wood keeps it. He breaks the first tackle by Vessel, but Charles Correa wraps him up and finishes him off. UNLV football.
Yeah, another good player they were high on, Charles Correa. One of those kids out of Las Vegas. Bishop Gorman, a school that has put a lot of guys at the next level.
Sure, in a lot of sports.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Not just football. So UNLV will take over, and they will improve to 4-0 for the first time as a Division I program. They started 4-0 most recently in 1976 when they were at the Division II level.
8 years old, man.
So not that long ago, is that what you're saying?
Bicentennial year.
History buff over there. Good job.
History major. At least I learned a few things about it.
That was D'Angelo Irvin Jr. on the carry. Second down. And look, one of the reasons why the situation around UNLV was so inflammatory regarding the quarterback change was because of the questions involving name, image, and likeness. It's going to take a long time for college football as a whole to sort all of that out. But for the purposes of UNLV, they've got their quarterback. They can quiet that part down and look forward to the rest of their season now.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at NIL, transfer portal, and all those things, we can't. It's so complex. We can't figure it out. We can't say it in a 30-second soundbite.
No.
But what you can say is, what is the product on the field going to look like, and how is that going to happen, and when are some of these things and loopholes and situations going to be worked out? I don't know. But all I know is that UNLV is 4-0, and it's been a long time since they've been in that situation. And it's a testament to their staff to be able to keep a group of guys together, because it could easily splinter and have gone another way easily if that were the case. I always say the locker room, Chris, they know who can play and who they want to have as their leader.
Well, that victory formation has been a long time coming. Malik Williams clearly still not tired, doing push-ups there at the end of the game. 59-14. UNLV hands Fresno State its biggest loss since September 12, 2015, in a loss to Ole Miss. UNLV now 4-0, 1-0 in the Mountain West, and notice has been served to the rest of this conference that the Rebels are for real.
Well, for 1 week, it shows you something, but now you have to keep putting it together if you're UNLV.
Lots more college football to come here on FS1. Iowa State and